Welcome back to the City Current Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference, empowering the good. And we love talking about Southern Reins. We're talking about Southern Reins Center for Equine Therapy. We're joined by their Director of Development and Communications, Jordan Walker. Jordan, how are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, Jeremy. Always good to talk to you.
Absolutely. You do a lot of good, that's for sure. And it involves horses and volunteers and amazingness in terms of what you're doing for veterans and youth and adults. And let's go ahead and dive in. Give us a little bit of history. When you talk about Southern Reins, give us some history for the organization, then we'll dive into all the programs.
Yeah. So Southern Reins was founded in 2015. We're a nonprofit and we serve children and adults with disabilities and hardships here in the Mid-South. So we provide equine-assisted, meaning horse-assisted therapies and services for people with intellectual, physical, and emotional disabilities. So anything from Down syndrome or autism to cerebral palsy to anxiety and trauma, and working with horses as well as our highly trained instructors and incredible volunteers can really promote healing and growth to help these individuals become more independent and more confident in life.
You have a beautiful facility and farm. Talk about where the farm is located.
Yeah, so we are on a beautiful 35 acres out in the heart of horse country in Collierville, Tennessee. We have a herd of 10 therapy horses, including two adorable little UK Shetland ponies named Clyde and May. And they are really integral in helping to take our programs outside the farm into schools and nursing homes and other assisted living facilities for people who may not be able to make it out to the farm.
When you talk about the horses, give us an idea of the specialization, the training. The horses have an innate ability to really sense and be aware. And I mean, these horses are amazing animals. So talk about the horses.
Yeah, so our herd is truly incredible, and they are really our secret sauce to our program. There's something very special about the human and horse connection. Horses are very intuitive; they can sense emotions, and additionally, while riding, horses actually can mimic the human body, and they can sense what is happening. And so they're giving a lot of feedback while riding, which can be really, really great as participants work on their balance, they work on their core strength. We've even had participants who are able to reach their physical therapy goals even faster than originally planned. We have one participant named Darius, and he, when he first started, he's in a wheelchair. When he first started, he struggled even sitting up in a chair. And now, thanks to Southern Reins, he's reaching his physical therapy goals faster than planned and is now 90% independent in the classroom, which is just phenomenal. That's really what we are working on, is celebrating ability and helping participants become more independent, not just in the ring and on the horse, but also in their everyday life.
You have a number of partnerships, and obviously for different programs, partnering with different nonprofits, even organizations for veterans. Talk about partnerships and where it starts in terms of individuals stepping in and working with Southern Reins.
So since you mentioned our veterans, I'll talk about our Equine Services for Heroes program, which is specifically offered to active duty and retired veterans, and we offer this free of cost to veterans to thank them for their service. We work with the Memphis VA Hospital as well as Alpha Omega Veteran Services, and both organizations do fantastic work. And so this is really a trauma-informed therapy and activity that is helping with anxiety, with confidence, specifically for our veterans. And so we're very, very fortunate to partner with them. We also partner with the University of Memphis and their Tiger Life program through our Horsepower Work program. So Tiger Life participants will come out to the farm and learn skills through volunteering and working out at the farm.
You talked a little about one of the stories in terms of just, increasing the ability to be effective when it comes to physical therapy and, helping people heal faster. there's so much research that's done that proves just the efficiency and the effectiveness of stepping in. And like you said, it's confidence, it's the physical strength. There's so many things in terms of benefits for individuals. Share some of the testimonials that you have a chance to get in terms of just the healing power of what you do.
Yeah. So we have a participant named Caitlin who is absolutely incredible. She has cerebral palsy, and so she's in a wheelchair. When she first started riding, she had such high tone in her muscles that it was hard for her to even get on a horse, even assisted. And so people were worried that maybe, this therapy might not be effective for her. Well, now she is able to ride almost completely independently. She is working on going through obstacle courses. She is working. Her goal is to be able to jump on her therapy partner, Rebel, who they have a very, very special connection, Caitlin and Rebel. But even more than that, Caitlin now, because of the flexibility that she's been able to get, the core strength, and other physical things, she now is able to do her own laundry. She's able to brush her own teeth. She's able to be more independent. And as a woman in her 20s, like, what woman doesn't want to be independent? And also, it's helped prove for many participants who are dealing with anxiety or autism, they're able to work on communication, to work on eye contact, to work on the relationship between the rider and the horse, as well as the rider and the instructor. Because if you can listen to the instructor and pay attention and remember instructions, then that can also translate to the classroom as well.
Yeah, I love all the carryover effects in terms of what it means for their life and the independence, like you mentioned. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. What's a typical duration? How often per week? Like when you talk about running the programs and individuals participating, what does that therapy look like over time and the structure of it?
Yeah. So we have 4 10-week sessions a year for our adaptive riding program, which is our largest program. And so for each of those 10-week sessions, participants will come once a week, and it'll either be a private lesson or a group lesson. Private lessons are 30 minutes and then group lessons are an hour. And so then they'll come once a week for those 10 weeks. We have a lot of participants who come all 4 sessions a year. For our Equine Services for Heroes program, that's a shorter duration. And it's just kind of a one-time track. But then we also have other programs where organizations will come and do field trips out to the farm, or we'll take the ponies in to visit for a day, so that they're still getting that interaction and those benefits as well.
I mentioned at the onset being volunteer powered, and volunteers play a very important role in what you do. Talk about volunteers and different opportunities to serve.
We are very, very fortunate to have incredible volunteers. We've trained more than 1,000 volunteers since our inception, and they have powered over $1 million worth of impact of service. So we need volunteers for every lesson that we do, whether it be as a sidewalker, which is helping keep a participant safe on the horse, walking next to them, helping them stay in the saddle, or leading a horse. We also have team leaders that help tack the horse. And we always need work groups out here to keep the farm going, to help with maintenance. If you're willing to work, we've got some work for you to do for sure.
I know that having a farm, and when you talk about horses, it's not cheap in terms of the upkeep and being able to do it. So volunteers really play an important role, like you mentioned, in terms of not just the therapy side, but also the upkeep side. But there is a cost to what you do. And so you do a number of different opportunities and fundraisers. You have a big event coming up. Talk about events and opportunities to help on the financial side.
Yeah, absolutely. As development people will never miss a chance to talk about how we can raise some money. But yes, so one thing that's special about Southern Reins is that we do subsidize the cost of every lesson that we offer, and it's expensive to care for horses and to ensure that we can provide these services. So our largest event of the year, our Jockeys and Juleps Derby Party, is coming up on May 7th. It'll be out here on the farm. We've got big hats, bourbon, bluegrass, and a live broadcast of the Kentucky Derby. There's normally about 1,000 people out here in their Derby best. And it's an absolute blast. Tickets are available at Southern southernreins.org. Every ticket comes with a mint julep cup, and it is sure to be a great time. We'll have a bluegrass band, lots of mint juleps, and silent and live auction. So it's a great time.
And I'm assuming there will be opportunities for corporate sponsorships as well, correct?
Absolutely. We still have some sponsorships available. We have one more suite sponsorship available. If somebody wants to get on that, you'll have your very own suite at the Derby. But it's really a fantastic event, and we're very fortunate. Our presenting sponsor is First Horizon Advisors, and they have been incredibly generous to Southern Reins, and Jockeys and Juleps wouldn't be possible without their support.
So when you look at Jockeys and Juleps and obviously volunteer opportunities throughout the year, what's one other way we can help? I mean, obviously just spreading the word, raising awareness. What are some other ways that we can help in terms of the community getting behind your efforts?
Yeah. So we are working to launch a really exciting new program here called our Teach program, which is partnering with local schools to help with a reading incentive and learning readiness program. And this is really using the power of horses and the power of connection to help first graders get excited about reading and to really support teachers as well. So we are getting ready to launch that program. The Urban Child Institute has given us seed funding, and FedEx Freight has donated a FedEx truck to us that we are upfitting so that we can more easily take our little ambassadors, Clyde and May, and we'll actually be able to take them into the classroom, and then students will work on a curriculum to help with reading, and we'll use Clyde and May as an incentive to celebrate that. Thanks to the launching of the Teach program, we are fortunate enough this year, we are honored to be a Carnival Memphis Children's Charity Initiative recipient. And so they have offered a challenge gift to where we are working to raise $100,000 to really maximize that gift from them. And we'll be able to fully fund the Teach program for the next 3 years, which can really have a huge impact on kids in our community. So that's one of our big exciting things that we're working on right now.
Give me one or two of your goals when you talk about that program and really getting youth involved. What are one or two of your main goals with that?
Yeah. So we know that our teachers need support, and they need people who can come alongside them and support what they're doing in the classroom. And so this program really provides support for teachers and works in collaboration. And it's based on a curriculum called Reading with Rosie that was created by an organization called Strides for Success, and it's a research-based literacy program. And so we are hopeful that that will help increase literacy for our kids so that they can read at grade level and continue to stay reading at grade level.
And I just love the fact that when you look at being a solution, so obviously doing what you do best in terms of working with organizations, individuals, the veterans, the youth, the adults, really providing them an opportunity to showcase their ability and to be independent, everything we talked about before, but then also carrying it forward into like, okay, how can we be a solution for literacy, which is another challenge that we face in the community? How can we activate and be a solution in that part as well? So I just love the fact that you're really going outside the box and using your strengths to be able to make a difference, even at a greater level within the community.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, it's truly, none of this would be possible without the support of the Memphis community. And we have an incredible group of volunteers and sponsors and donors. So we are incredibly grateful for that support and look forward to continuing to grow our impact.
Give me one more thing that you want everyone to know about Southern Reins Center for Equine Therapy.
Yeah. Southern Reins is truly changing lives one ride at a time.
Yeah, I like that.
That's it. That's
short, succinct, and right to the point.
Yes, we're changing lives one ride at a time.
We'll wrap up with contact information. So your website, social media, phone number, email. Where do you want everyone to go to get involved and learn more?
Yeah, so all of our information can be found at southernreins.org. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And if you're interested in Jockeys and Juleps sponsorship, which I know a lot of you will be because you don't want to miss, then you can contact me at jordan.walker@southernreins.org.
I'm just curious for you personally, what's been one of your favorite moments, either an experience or just, an event when you look at the difference you're able to make, like you said, changing lives one ride at a time. For you personally, what's been heartwarming and exciting?
Yeah. So I want to talk about a little girl named Reese. Reese was in therapy for autism for several years and just really struggling to find a solution that worked for her and worked for her family. And when I first met Reese, she absolutely lit up talking about her horse Spacey that she rides. And I was talking to her mom the other day, and she said that Southern Reins has completely replaced all of her autism therapy. And now riding is what she looks forward to. Reese is so convinced that someday she is going to own a horse. That she has researched. She has made a business plan. She is 12 years old and has made a business plan for how she's going to own a horse someday. And her mom says that truly she has just made strides that they never thought would be possible for her. Just seeing her be able to connect with the horses, to be able to connect with the volunteers, and to see their child just come alive. And so, we hear stories like that every day out here at the farm. And it is truly, truly amazing to see the impact that it can have on people's lives.
I love it. So again, the website is southernreins.org. So southernreins.org. Make sure and check them out. Jordan, thank you for all you and your amazing team do. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for coming on the show.
All right. Thanks, Jeremy.